Contractor tip number 40 from the book 501 Contractors, written by yours truly, Greg Vandenberg, trying to help people in the construction business, people starting out as contractors, and maybe some of you old timers who think you've learned everything. Hey, if you get one or two things out of this book, it could be well worth the price you paid for it. And again, we've got to read to succeed. Even if you don't get this book, make sure that you're reading other books. Tip number 40, mastermind groups. This is a biggie. I gathered this or learned this from someone named Napoleon Hill, who wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. He seemed to have a pretty good idea that these mastermind groups are important. And if you can form one or become part of one, then it could solve a variety of your problems. And do not forget that if you're part of a group, even if it's the Chamber of Commerce for your city or community, and you meet other business people, these people can refer you business, or they can be potential clients themselves. So mingling with other people, networking, this is going to be one of the fastest ways you can get your business up and running and growing. And taking it to the next level. Try to find a small group of business people and contractors in your area to form a mastermind group. Again, they don't need to be contractors. They can be other professionals, other business owners, and even people who might be project managers, job site foremen. These are all people that could provide you with a little insight even provide you with some solutions to some of the problems you're having right now. This provides you with other success-driven people to bounce your ideas off of and collect new ones. You can start your group with only 2 people. Again, this doesn't need to be a group that meets at a large hall once a month. It can be you and a friend. As for starters, meeting in a restaurant, at your house, at your office, something is going to be better than nothing, right? This is what we're doing. To motor ahead, you've got to chip away. And these are the chips that you're going to get out of the tree you're trying to cut down with each swing of the axe. You can start your group with only 2 people and grow from there. Sometimes all you need is another person to synergize with, and that's how I am. I do a lot of synergizing with my wife and even other people over the internet. So it's not a large group, and I don't belong to a mastermind group. For me, realistically, if I was in the construction business, I don't know if I would do this because I'm not a real outgoing person. But I do understand the benefits of it, and that's why I put it in the book. And like I said, I've done a lot of synergizing, bouncing a lot of my ideas off, and learned a lot from spending time with only one other person. So it doesn't need to just be your wife. It doesn't need to be some of your workers. You got to expand this network. The bigger you expand your network, the larger it is, the more choices, the more options you're going to have available. And of course, the more solutions you will receive for some of the difficult problems you have. So mastermind group, even though I haven't done it, something to consider. If it makes sense, then do it. If it doesn't, then still do not forget that you can synergize with a small group of people, even your one of your parents or one of your children. It doesn't really matter, because sometimes just talking to someone, for me anyway, just sharing some of the problems I'm having or some of the ideas I would like to develop, I can really accelerate the process and solve, get a lot of solutions, receive some great advice from myself, and I know this sounds weird, but sometimes by talking about it to someone, I figure it out on my own, or I get a solution. They might provide me with a little piece of information, just a little nudge that solves my problem for me. And I would have never had that if I didn't talk to them. So mastermind groups, realistically, they don't need to be 10 people. can just be you and another person.